Sterling.
Okay.
It's fuck that you like, man. Like people, you tell youngers, yeah, like it's not worth it, or whatever. But you actually, and like all the old men say, like it's not worth it, or just stay in school, or just get a job. But it's mad. You have to like go through it, and then you realize.
Do you think that's still like? It's just mad because that's what we were talking about. Was the last episode we talked about the crep thing?
No, that was before. There was an episode when I went here.
With regards to,
He was on Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
So it would have been when Sharif was here.
And don't buy the chains, don't buy the thing.
oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Because
yes,
I've
yes,
done
yes,
this.
yes,
I've
yes.
learned
Yeah.
this is dead.
Yeah.
But man, will still buy the chains. A Jewelers is still gonna be popping.
Bro, Hatton goes
Trotters.
off for a reason. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I
I
don't
think-
know, there is something to making the mistakes yourself, innit?
Mm.
Because nothing teaches you like your own else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nothing teaches you like.
Yeah. But I think that's just life. I think you have to, not have to, but
You have to make mistakes.
yeah, life teaches you that, and you live it that way to an extent. And depending on what it is, like you don't have to be on the roads to know that the roads ain't a place you want to be.
That's the allure. I don't know, man. Man, still go there. Like,
Yeah. But if it's like, if
I
it's,
guess it's different, innit?
Yeah,
Like it
if-
is very different.
if we're
It's a
talking-
mistake, but
if we're talking buying chains and
consequences.
stuff, then maybe you might want a chain, but maybe don't get two.
you might want to be a bad man.
Buy the one, and
might
then
wanna be
then
bad.
after a while you might realize, oh, this doesn't really like make, like I shouldn't have probably got this.
yeah, because
but
in my box room.
right, exactly.
No.
Wanting to be a bad man,
I guess.
Status,
Sorry to think.
Yeah.
The status. No, there's a lot of reasons why man want to be a bad
money
man.
as well.
There's gal.
Yeah,
There's money. There's
but
power,
fair
money,
man
respect.
are just dying. Like,
But the risks are death, isn't it?
yeah.
Or if you buy the chain,
the worst is
You
that
might
it can
have to
get
stay in
taken.
the
Yeah,
box.
it's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get
might lose
taken,
the
or
chain,
yeah, you can't now afford something
Yeah.
that you needed to afford. Blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah.
yeah.
But the risks, the
Gang
stakes are
banging
different.
is just dumb. Like, it's bad. It's fucked, man.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you'd get out of that in particular.
I just think, yeah, maybe it's just the P and the profile.
I get it, but do you know what the difference is as well? You can't. It's very hard to decide amount now. I mean, you don't decide. It's not really. It's not your
No, 'cause
decision.
once
You
you're
can
out-
say I'm out, but man say no, we're still playing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
really
Don't-
put down the pad.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
decide.
yeah.
you actually don't decide.
I think about that, like whenever like you watch like certain shows, like drug shows, whatever, all of this stuff, and like man say they're like out, or just like in general, I just think, right, you say you're out, but other man are probably like
on you,
like
like,
you're
yeah,
like
yeah.
not out, like
You're not out.
See, I've never really,
because there's some capacity that life still will probably follow you around,
What is,
even if you're just known for being that guy.
See if you're a bad man, yeah. And we look at like let's say bad man is your profession. I don't like we're making people.
It's on your CV. Your CV
It's
is
just,
just,
yeah, younger bad man. Like what are the
What's the job description on that?
What's the career progression?
Bigger bad
Because
man.
nobody wants to stay the same. Right? Bigger bad.
Bigger bad.
promotion in
What's
1
your
year.
ladder?
Like, trying to get promoted. Like.
Like where? Because it seems like man want to be in the game, right? But how do you know, like, when you're done, like, is there a completion
VP
point?
bad man.
Is there like a
when you
CE
have like $1 million in cash, like, I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
and then now you can't leave the game because
There's-
that's how
there's-
it's just mad.
If
Bear
we're
shit, man.
It's such
yeah,
a
if
L.
we're gonna be silly, but there is definitely career progression if we're calling it that.
How? Just more money.
Not that I guess it's
Elder bad man.
This-
Then now you got younger.
this
Oh,
right.
bad, man.
So I guess
you can still get
everyone
touched.
starts from somewhere, innit? So you'd start from what I would assume be you're on the roads, 10 toes,
Hand
whatever,
to hand.
hand to hand,
Yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah.
foot soldier,
push back.
all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
And that would, I guess, in the real world, be, I don't know, let's say your
runner.
retails,
Entry level.
shop
Yeah.
floor, entry level roles, things that don't
Customer-facing.
customer facing things that don't require too much experience. It's very much
or
expertise, skill. Do this, you get that. Do this, do this. Then I guess you progress to potentially having people work alongside you / with you. So then you're like
Middle management. Or like,
middle management, team lead, like supervisor, like junior supervisor.
Junior supervisor.
Then I guess you progress to having more people underneath you. So then you're like managerial,
regional manager. And
regional manager, got a few stores underneath you. then I guess like everyone gets the idea of where I'm going. So I think that.
But I want to quickly ask, who's top of the food chain? Is it the
feds, like.
the bad man, or is it actually the plug?
Oh yes, the plug in it.
Because the plug's
plug.
like a secret. No
Yeah.
one really knows what's who he is.
Yeah.
He's just guy.
The plug, yeah, definitely.
Plug's got to be the best.
Definitely
Actually,
the plug.
low-key the best one. Like.
Yeah, but the plug is the CEO.
Is
The plug,
is
the CEO,
the plug is the secret millionaire boss.
Yeah,
Because you're not supposed to know who this
yeah.
person is at all.
Doesn't do anything.
And
Like,
there's a front man.
Yeah.
Not hands on.
yeah, the VP's the front man.
Okay, I'm with it.
So everyone sees the VP. The VP does the talks. He signs the fake email letters at the bottom. All the messages are from me.
Like Duchesne.
Yeah.
yeah.
All the messages are from. I was thinking the other day. I've actually not finished Top Boy.
Oh,
Really?
man.
Still not finished it.
Wow.
Finish
Oi,
it.
last episode.
Oh yeah, last
Yeah,
episode
make
was
sure you
a
watch that.
quang-
Stay right to the end.
Yeah, I need to get back into it. I might do that today actually. Yeah, the VP is the front man or woman if we're doing being inclusive. And then yeah, the plug is what would be in my head anyway, the CEO. You don't necessarily know who the CEO is unless you look for that information.
Unless you're in the business, like,
Right.
Yeah, yeah, I just wonder because I'm like, man, do it, but it's like, are they getting better? Like,
Yeah.
you might like change profession.
Yeah.
Now, like,
Scrap.
But the risk
risk to reward.
the
The
risk
reward
to
is high
reward
in it, I guess.
ratio isn't
But the risk
worth
is
it.
mad.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
gamble.
I don't even know if the reward is high, like, because I've seen people, who probably our age, still doing this stuff, and they haven't really progressed, like, anywhere. Like,
Do you know what? I
we're in a
clocked
similar
that, yeah?
space.
Like on I guess a similar level. Like even like us man went uni. Some man, I don't know. Some man might have done A level. Some man didn't. Some man went GCSEs, just went into the working world. By the time I come out of uni, man were 100% or more P than me.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, 100.
Yeah.
I think about that. Not a lot, but I've thought about that.
And I think that it's just like, I guess it kind of just speaks to consistency.
Mm.
You just keep going, like slow
Yeah.
dough is better than no dough and all of that. It kind of just works anyway.
Yeah, versus the man that went straight into the roads or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and then the road man now, like I guess it's perspective as well, because when you're younger, ain't really got P. I'll tell you this. I remember going for my first out of uni, like post, like a graduate job.
Okay.
I didn't even get the job. It was an interview.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said this on pod before. I can't remember the role. It was some freaking game design. Yeah. It was in like Milton Keynes. I think it was. It felt like it took me so long to get there. I've gone in a suit. Showed up now. Like there's like not a waiting room, but it was a
Graphic
mad
designer
corridor.
in the suit is crazy.
Bro, like I've come there. I'm in this. I've got like this grey suit. I look probably like Jehovah's Witness or some shit.
Mad.
And I'm looking around like everyone's super cash. Man, I got like,
Yeah.
like man, I got jeans on with the chain.
The
my
loop
God.
chain.
Really
I was
fucked up.
I'm so angry at myself. But I remember like doing all the math prior to this, the job, and this was big P to me at the time. How much were they offering? 18 bags
18K,
annually. And I was like, if I get that job, I can save this much a month and this and that.
Yeah. Big dreams.
And that's fucking dog shit. Like, do you know?
No, at your
Relative
age,
to-
Yeah, I would, yeah, of course. I could never do that. Like, I couldn't even. It wouldn't work to me in my head or nothing.
Probably that's travel nowadays. Probably.
And it's like, I guess it's perspective. Like, at least 10 years on, I'm in a different place, and it's like mad. But I think when you're on the roads or when we're young, them roadman might be on like 18K.
But they've got live cash.
Yeah, but it looks live. But he's not actually. He hasn't actually really got that good P, like. But yeah, I don't even know how we got here, boys.
No, I was watching
Pound sterling.
part of Pound Sterling talking about what you get from being in the game, and it's
What was she saying?
a
Nothing.
lot of the time it's nothing, man. And like what you have to go, like he's at a place now probably where he's at peace, it seems, or like he's found his space.
Yeah.
But what you have to go through to get there,
Yeah,
is,
like that actually
not
reminds
worth
me
it,
of and I put it in the county group. The Tricky's got an episode on, I can't remember the name of it. It'll be my bringing. I'll find it.
He's been going off lately on his podcast. Still.
Yes. And I've not known about him for long. I know Mandem have known about him from wherever.
You're a new listener.
Yeah. But he's like, I like the way he delivers his message.
Yeah.
There's like a raw intellect to it because he's speaking about real life things in a way that I'd like to listen to. Some man say it, but the delivery, I don't want to hear it delivered that way. And he also speaks about life experiences. So to that point, it's what you get out from living that life is, he was talking about going into like a restaurant and that he can't sit with his back towards the window.
He needs his,
I wasn't on the roads like that, but I'm like that. I still have to.
I think, was it towards, he can't sit with his back towards the window.
No, he needs to have his back to the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Just because, but his reason was less so to see what's coming, but more because he can't see the back of like what's happening outside. So in his head, he's assuming someone might try to do something through the window,
line them up.
Because you don't have to come in the place to do nothing to a man. But yeah, when I was watching that, I was thinking, like, I couldn't, like, how does he like come out
like that?
Like he even said, like,
basic things. Like.
He used to crazy anxiety.
To come out of the yard. He said sometimes he would like say he's going somewhere, and he'd like be walking around the yard thinking, like I need to go, but if I go like down the road, like I might see someone and it might get, or I might go. So he said he used to be in the yard for like hours and then just not end up going out
to go do a basic task. Like
that's like mad kind of social anxiety.
It's so fucked.
And then at the end of the day, you ain't even got the milk.
30,000 steps, yeah.
yeah.
All in the yard.
Yeah. And like stuff like he'd say like he'd link something and then like he'd say like his hair and you're like where the train station is, he'd go like Tottenham, like Waltham Abbey, Waltham Cross, like just to like get there,
to go the long
way, just because
just
because he's paranoid that someone might be like on him. And the girl's like, why have you like gone this way? Like you could have just gone boom here roundabout, then your hair.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
And he's just gone like the longest way.
Yeah, and he talks about like the women like that are with him in it, and they're kind of like what's wrong with you, like why do you have to sit there, kind of thing. And he's like, no, because his mind's working 100 miles an hour. I'm just like, these are things that man take for granted, like sitting down in a restaurant, like worried that it might be your last meal. Like that's it's nuts.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Proper waste of time from what I see. But no, I do understand the economic element. But then really like the other stuff that comes with it.
Nah,
the trade off is
it's not even.
It's nuts.
It's not. You could just think, I'm 20 years out the game or 20 years removed from what I used to do.
No, you're not.
Got your kids, got your girl, got your yard, got your car, got this. Like I'm legit. Like I'm cool. Another man would just be like, "That's so and so from he did this to this man, uncle, whatever.
We don't like them."
Then it's finished. Like, and it's
fucked. And I think Marg speaks on it on the latest episode of No Behaviour. There was like an incident at the GRM gala, and people were saying that he was like behind it.
Oh, was it?
But if you listen to the No Behaviour episode, it's called like he's basically pouring his heart out, saying like, "You man, stop mixing me up with all this stuff. I've left it behind. I'm doing better for myself, better than I ever have. And like you lot are trying to put this on my name when I have nothing to do with it. It's fucked."
That's good though. Like that he's
addressed it.
Announce it almost like that. I'm good, man.
Yeah, he said I left it all behind. I'm trying to do positive, and people are just throwing his name into the ring.
Yeah,
and trying to muddy the waters. And he's saying, and again, it's economics. He's like, people that are signing deals with me are saying, "Did you do this and that?"
Yeah,
saying we might have to hold back on. Yeah,
nuts. The bag.
So £2 sterling's point is if you're in the early stages of it or whatever, or you're thinking about it or you're in and around it, this is the trade-off. You're either in it forever and that's the life you live, or when you come out of it, you have to accept that you can't live like what everyone says, like civilians, because you're not. really.
No ifs or buts. Boy.
Nah.
Yo, Mandem Podcast, episode 255.
I think we're there now.
256.
I think you're wrong.
It weren't 254 last week. Was it last week we recorded?
Sure, it was 254.
It might be 255.
There was no visuals.
No.
254. So this is 255. Yeah, I'm confident.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
I
with
did my
being wrong.
best.
Yeah, that's like
That's all that
AJ.
matters, right?
Yeah, did your best, man.
We start with that straight away.
Yeah, we are recording on a Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday 21st.
Somber Sunday, man.
Yeah.
Somber Sunday. Even the weather looks a bit miserable.
Mm.
It's looking like England again, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21st
Mistress.
August. Bit of a post-mortem after Anthony Joshua's second fight with Oleander Usyk. Ended in defeat. Again. It's his third
loss.
Two losses on the trot
Yeah.
to pound for pound great.
Yeah, probably you say so, innit?
I think it's kind of undeniable. Did we all watch it?
Yes.
We watched it not individually, but
Separately, yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I want to do a watch along, but sometimes I get too into them, man.
Mm.
I want to do
Yeah,
a
yeah.
podcast, but sometimes I get a bit carried away. But yeah, man. What are our thoughts on, let's say, on the fight? We did predictions actually. I think we did it on. I don't think we did it
a few
on 254.
episodes.
I think it might have done it 253.
It would have been an episode, I would say.
It was
But
254, yeah.
before I went.
Dan,
You
No,
maybe last episode.
you
Yeah,
was
last
on the
episode. Yeah.
I think we both said Usyk will win. I think Dan went with his heart.
Heart,
Yeah.
man. Heart overhead.
Yesterday was tense, man.
Steep, man.
It was. I was out watching it, so you get a bit more.
In
Not saying more
in public. Yeah.
So you get the atmosphere of casuals, boxing fans. It was good to watch. But watching it, like the first, let's say 6-7 rounds, I was just watching, just like kind of in your own zone. Quite like Rich was saying, you kind of get into it. So you don't really like. I'm not really talking to anybody. People are saying, "Oh, like it's this, and that," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool." But then after that round, I think it's when it started to get a little bit more spicy.
Got serious there.
So you're kind of more on the edge of your seat, like hands on your head, kind of thinking, where's this going? What's going to happen in this round? AJ fought a different fight versus the first fight, which I expected. I think we saw it after the Ruiz loss.
Yeah.
He came in and boxed different. I said that I don't know if I said it on a podcast, but I've said that he shouldn't have lost the first fight to Ruiz. It just unfortunately happened. A punch from the gods, I think he was calling it.
Some of the quotes.
Man. Yeah. So a lucky
One of
punch,
many.
if you will. So then I weren't surprised that he boxed more for him, cleverly, than the first fight. But I think Usyk was just that much better than AJ.
Yeah.
Good effort, and unfortunate that he lost. I've actually felt, not that I ever want to see AJ lose, but I felt bad and sad for him, minus everything that happened after, that he had lost, because you can see that he had worked at trying to win. And a good effort, if I'm being honest, but sometimes you just come across a guy that's just better than you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Got your number, man. And yeah, the difference in quality, I think, was there, like, for everyone to see, man. Thing just looks more like at peace, like more fluid.
He was in control.
Yeah.
And he started slow, I think, Usyk.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the keys to victory was going to be, because I rewatched the first fight on Friday, and the pace that Usyk, like, compare it to any other heavyweight fight that you've probably seen in the last 10 plus years. The pace, he fights like a middleweight. Like, it's too fast for man.
So sharp, man.
And Joshua, first round, he said, "No, we're dancing to my tempo."
Yeah.
140.
Yeah.
140 was probably a bit fast. But he said, "We're gonna dance to my thing."
95 thing.
I was like, this is good. But I think by the second or third, you could see AJ falling into
Old Old
Usyk's
habits.
rhythm.
Okay.
And when that started to happen, I was like, yeah, no good.
Then it just become a bit showboaty. I think the best round was like 9 to 12, where you just saw the difference, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it the 8th or the 9th where AJ almost got him out of there?
Yeah, it was the 9th. And then
Ninth.
10, 11, 12 was
Yeah.
Usyk. Yeah, and he survived. He held a few massive shots,
Yeah.
but like he ate them up, man. And that's just life sometimes. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with being outsmarted or outclassed by someone. Like that is just how things are sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that as also he loses to XYZ. Like this style or matchup might just not work for you.
Styles make fights.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's like the end of the world.
No.
But it's probably the end of the AJ.
The AJ
we
era?
knew what AJ we wanted. Who goes undisputed and becomes the greatest ever and yada yada yada. I think those dreams are now well and truly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
buried.
At best, he'll be second now, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The best he can aim for is a silver medal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you say he fights like another 3-man? Would you not want to see him come back to if Usyk's still fighting, man? Say end the same way.
I think the gap's just massive, man.
Yeah. I think I'd want to, and I'm not usually a third fight man, but I think I'd want to see that, to see if he's learned anything. If he fights man in between, to see if he's learned anything from one, the first 2 fights, 2, if he's learned anything along that journey.
Next few fights or whatever.
Yeah. I think I lean more towards, if we're talking results, I think I lean more towards Dan's view in that it's the gap is
Again.
the gap is evident.
AJ is
32.
32.
3 years down the line, Usyk's almost there.
Oh, you want to try catch him on a
On the way
on a
out.
bummy one?
Yeah.
Sucker punch when he's walking out. Yeah.
Like, I think that, like, I would love to see that happen.
That's so
Just,
bad.
you see that, like, the stories that
You say
sport
you're
kind of
kind of
Yeah.
That's like handicapping.
it's redemption.
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
Like, it's he
On
would have
paper.
avenged it
Yeah.
all.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that happen. What I mean, this was talked about prior to the fight. What next for AJ if he loses?
Yeah.
And he has now lost.
And he has.
What next for him? Do people still want to see the AJ Fury fight? Do you lot still want to see the AJ Fury fight?
I still want to see it.
I still
It's
wanna see
definitely late. It's late. It's too late.
Yeah.
It's like not when we needed it. But like stuff like Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh, stop it, Dan.
Like
we talked about this a little while ago.
that's the natural. That's the natural
Celebrity
order,
Love
bro.
Island.
Like, yeah. Celeb Love Island. Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
Or what's the SAS?
I
Who
don't
Dares?
want to see it.
Big Brother's coming back, so there might be the spin-off
Stop
celebrity.
it. Stop it.
Like the world is his oyster still. He's still like the handsome big unit. Like
Postcode lottery adverts.
fam, all of that with the red jumper. Like you can do. There's better things he can do. Like, fighting, yeah, cool. You're gonna fight Wilder's
You can
back.
try that.
Wilder's back in it.
Wilder's back, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe they could get that on. That's
Where do
a
you think
decent-
that one goes?
2 clubbers.
I
I think AJ batters Wilder. Like
I don't know, man. I think it still comes at age. Wilder has the power, and Wilder punches. Like when he throws his right ear, it's bare fast. If he clarts AJ, it's pretty much
nah,
game over.
I don't need that.
I do want to see that.
Nah,
fight.
I think AJ
But
wins that.
I'm more worried for AJ in that fight. Even though I do think from this last fight, I think AJ is getting better still.
No, there's
think
been
that's better
better
work.
improvements. He should be
I think-
proud.
Yeah, I think you could still argue, although he lost to a way classier tactician, I could still think there's ground to argue that was his best fight. But the Wilder thing, I still don't know, man. Because Usyk was landing like 1 to 4. For everyone he got hit with, he gave man 4, if not 5.
Yeah.
And you could see the punches individually weren't doing much to AJ.
Nah, just
Usyk's
just
power
kind of
wasn't
tagging him.
really
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
But it was the punches and bunches. But that's not Deontay Wilder. Like if Wilder hits you once, it could be
On the top of the
game
head.
over.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Somewhere weird.
I think it can just wreck man's whole career as well. Like,
Like yeah.
because
On a,
AJ again, even though he's knocked bare man out, it's not knockout. It's not one punch power.
He's like a good finisher usually, isn't
That
it?
free
Yeah,
punch.
Yeah.
Free punch,
He
two
used to
punches,
bruise man up
1, 2.
properly.
But
Yeah,
I'm still here for it though. This is the reality. This is what I've come to learn about myself, and I think this applies to most people that are into boxing, and even a lot of casuals. I want to see it all. I want to
What's
see
that?
it all.
The wins, the
Whatever
losses,
fights,
the highs, the
I know how
lows.
much I like boxing. I don't really care who's fighting. I'm gonna watch it. All.
Okay.
I'm
No,
sold
I hear you.
already. So I'm here for all and any and all of it.
Yeah.
So in terms of the fight, we hadn't cashed our socks in. Like we were still holding. The result was announced, and we saw one of probably one of the most highlight-worthy post-match interviews, takeovers that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
At that point, where were you with AJ? Did you
Prior to that.
did you sell AJ stocks?
Prior to that. Or
No, after that. And what did you think of the? Some people call it outburst. Some people are calling it head loss. Some people call it passion.
I was tweeting at the time, and I said, or maybe WhatsApp or one of them. I don't know. I was rattled at that.
One of the
as
apps.
well. Yeah. And I said, AJ said, mask off. He said, fuck this, man. Like, he put his all into it. I do think he gave it his best. I wish he had more in the tank, but I do think he gave it his best. And he's sick of this character. That's AJ. That's everyone who talks about Femi. Like, that's the reality. When man said, I'll bust case and all that, I said, yeah, man. Yeah. Man said he loved boxing because he was gonna
some
have
little
the fight
hype buttes in
inside.
Reading jail. Yeah.
I was rating it.
Hip hip hooray.
I didn't think that's the place to do it.
Ahead of Usyk as well.
Yeah, I didn't. And that wasn't classy at all.
I still think that's part of him being born as the A-side.
Yes,
Like
I
I
tweeted
deserve to speak that first.
Even when I lose, it's my show.
Yeah.
Outlook, and I don't think it should have been. But I was kind of here for what he was saying. Well, I was here for the real him coming out.
The timing of it.
And then I feel like he kind of doubled back and he tried to spin it into this Anthony Joshua character guy. And the marketability.
Passion.
And like, I got to say something about Ukraine now. I got to speak Arabic.
I don't know what's going on there,
for
but
the
it's not
crowd.
nice.
It's not nice.
Yeah, it was messy.
How do you know if you don't know what's going on?
He might have been concussed. He's probably concussed. I don't know, but it was good to see the mask come off. I think that's the part I was with. But boy, was it cringy.
Oh, fam, I was with a few people and some diehard fans. They walked away, man.
Sold.
They were done, all out. Yeah, all of their investments in AJ can now be purchased for the low. Yeah. Sell. And it was awkward to watch, man. But he has this in him where there are like a few awkward, cringy.
Yeah.
But then I do think this is probably as close to the real him
Which
as we've ever
was happy
seen.
to see.
So yeah, it's cringy for a different reason.
Maybe he's just a cringy character.
Possibly so.
He's been. It's kind of just cringy. Like Drake's kind of cringy.
Dylan White's been saying it for a minute.
Oh yeah. That
clips,
that clip's come back.
I actually weren't. So when he locks, like I said, I was out. So when the result got announced, we were leaving. So I got up to pay or whatever. So but I weren't really paying attention to what was going. I weren't paying attention intentionally, almost because of what he was doing. So I think I was talking and I looked at the screen and it was him walking backstage. So I was thinking, what the fuck's going on here? Then he's like walking back towards the ring. Then they showed the clip of him taking the belts and then dropping that. Well, dropping it, chucking it, whatever you want to say. And then he started talking. That's where I was like, yeah, I'm done. I was like, I'm out. AJ, stock-wise, I didn't have too many shares in it to begin with. But after yesterday's antics, I'm just a little bit like, I don't really get it, and I don't think he really knows who he is or how he fits into this boxing world as Anthony Joshua.
I think he doesn't know how to show like the real him.
Yeah, because like you said, coming into it as the A side, he's almost what's the word I'm looking for? Almost deluded to a sense, an extent rather, that I'm the man always, and sometimes he is, because you got
been in it,
people who aren't boxing fans watching because he's boxing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think sometimes, like I use Mayweather as the example, he's always the A side, but after he loses a fight, most times it's always a respectful thing.
Yeah.
But with AJ, it seems like these 3 losses, I can't remember what he did. I feel like after every loss, it's always been a bit.
The Ruiz one was too nice.
It was quite humble, innit? Yeah.
Nice.
But then he was also speaking from a elder statesman kind of position, like, no, well done, like kind of like a coach.
Yeah,
he just beat you.
I'm interested to see how like Americans react to it, because they were like, when a lot of boxing pundits and stuff like from the States anyway were like, they don't like that AJ is too much of a spokesman. Like when he lost the Ruiz, people were like questioning his heart, like, you should be mad that you lost.
Yeah, be vexed.
Be angry, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how they react to it, because now he's been like angry, and you've seen a lot more like. Yeah. Now what? Are we happy about that?
It's
lose.
It's kind of like in wrestling when they go back and forth from like, what's it, heel to babyface. So like the bad guy to the good guy.
Okay.
But I think with wrestling in your head, you know, this is just a story, whereas boxing is less.
That's actually a really good way to put it.
Boxing is less of that. So this is the real man that you're getting. So where we've had the Olympic champion, and he's this, and he's great, and he's from here, and
ambassador,
the pride of Britain, and this and that. He's been built up so much, and he's lived that life, and he's lived that character almost of the Olympic champion. Let's call it that. That phase of it. But then now through his journey, we're now getting parts and elements
young
of
turbulence,
like the not the roadman, but the real AJ, if you want to call it that.
The roads,
But and I agree with Rich, like we want to hear that stuff.
I think you have to be you.
But I feel like we should have heard it
ages ago,
either from the beginning or a long time ago, because that's your story.
Like 8 years, 8 years in or something like that. It's very late.
It's a long one.
Revealing the real you.
Do you think that on the way back, is it Fraser Clark, after the fight, he was speaking, he's one of the pundits with like Okoli and Froch. He was like, if I was part of his entourage, I would have stopped him. Do you think there's something to be said for like people saying like, and I was saying, if that's you, man, I'm saying like, you're not getting the mic, like
you're taking
the mic's guy, and I'm saying, bro, stop now.
That's a point to be made.
Protect the king, innit? Like maybe put yourself in front of that, take the hit.
But I think it's I think
get angry.
Yeah, I think it's how
that was weird.
You also set your thing up. So AJ being the king, let's say, how you set up your what's it called? Your courtship or whatever, like the people that you that sort of do things for you and what you work with. Are they not yes men, but do they just let you do whatever it is you want to do, or they're like let's like
accountability,
like
kind
chill,
of,
take the mic.
It's techie, man, because what you have to remember is like, if let's say for whatever reason, Dan's bugging, and we're here, I could be like, I can isolate Dan a little bit, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the world is watching.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I want to, like, you're putting yourself at risk almost as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think you should be like, if we're really, really close, or we're really friends, family, like we should be able to have those moments where we don't agree, but I'm trying to save you. Like, that's the
I think. Yeah. I'm for the accountability thing. Yeah. Your man them have to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
If I'm bugging, pull me aside.
And if I'm bugging in front of the world, let's rein it in, man. But
I think once he gets the mic, it's mad now. Because like, as he's coming back into the ring and all that,
who's taking it off him?
But if he gets the mic, we're gonna wrestle for the mic in front of the world.
No, I'll just do the little.
I think you have to.
Say the mad thing.
I think you have to be. I think you have to. Then he just stops. I think you have to anticipate that potentially happening. So last night, as the example,
what his Mandem have to anticipate him losing it?
the people around him, because I think it started off with him taking the belts and then dropping them. Then he busts out, then he come back. So everything's a bit like we don't really know what's gonna happen. So taking the belt thing, you don't know what he's gonna do when he's got them. Then he's chucked them. So now he's busted. So now he's.
I think I hear you, but man don't want to make a scene.
He's already making the scene. So if I'm doing something, so what?
Making a scene, you're getting on mad. You're a big you. What I'm gonna be. Holding you down, like, it's gonna look mad.
Right. So if he's dropped the belts and he's now walking backstage, and all his people are following him now. But now he's decided we're coming back that way.
And we're all walking.
I'll be like, no, like because now I'm thinking I don't know what he's gonna do when he goes back that way.
Crazy, yeah.
So, man, been in this situation where
I'm with you and I agree with you. But
if people are fighting in the street,
or
man are fighting in the street, and a man's on that side and man them are here, like man them aren't standing by the side and just be like, right, you go, like. Man are gonna be like, bro, like allow it, like Rich, like it's cool, bro, like
yeah. Because the reality is,
it's not worth it.
What's he going back to, like what you got? You're in this mad state, like nothing good.
Yeah.
Right, exactly my point. Nothing good. Nothing good, like, bro. It just has to happen. Just keep like. So right, an example. That clip that we were just playing before, when the American guy said, I can't remember what he said, and then AJ was like, "Who you talking to? Who you talking to?"
Shut the fuck up.
If everyone stepped aside, AJ's walking back towards the guy. But everyone just said, let's just keep going. So I think sometimes if you're like, and I'm not saying this about them, man, at all. But to what Dan is saying, you have to think and want to protect your guy. It's not just, walk down to the ring with him, hold his towel, like, be there for support. Like, all of that stuff is great. But you also have to anticipate if he's going to do a mad thing. So for me, when he's walked back, like, we're going back, because now you've walked off, you've done the belt thing, you've walked off, now you're walking back. Now you look silly.
You'll protect man from themselves
Just off that, you look silly. So now I'm thinking, yeah, you look a bit dumb. Why have you done that? But now you're walking back. So now I don't even know what you're going to do. So you could go and something might flip and then you just boom.
Spooky, man.
Now it's 10 times worse than you dropping the belts. So I think for the people that are with him, I would have been like, bro, like, let's just go. We're walking this way. Let's just keep going. There's no point in going back.
Just go count.
You missed your opportunity. If you wanted to say something, you missed your opportunity to do it. You got the post-match interview. You have to say it there. Let's just go back, regroup, and then we come back out.
Count these 50 M's and just crack on. But yeah, it's a severe head loss, man. And I think that the press conference after, I kind of understood. And I think he's aware, and he says it himself, that the veil almost basically slipped. And the pressure's out on him. Eddie Hearn kept mentioning that. So I get it was a human moment. We all make mistakes. Yeah, and that's not to say like, oh, you made that mistake, you're banished for life.
No.
But yeah, I think in time he'll probably be like, maybe I should have done that a bit differently. But yeah, it's massive, innit? It means a lot to him, as you could see.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next steps for AJ will be very interesting to see. But yeah, all in all, just a tad deflated, man. After seeing that, man. So we've seen the whole journey, innit?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and it seems like it's almost like it's like one stop away from the final stop. Like.
I hope it's not.
Yeah, and I think I don't want to say I'd like to see, because I didn't, but it was interesting to see. Like, I felt, and probably the first time after any of the other two losses, the first time I felt his like real like passion for boxing. That was the first time I felt like he was like upset. And that he had like worked hard. Even like his face during the fights, like walking. I missed the ring walk because they were trying to set the stream.
It was serious this time.
But he looked like, even when like in between rounds where he'd sit, when a bell would ring, then he'd get up and go. It felt like that was the first time I've seen him like in the zone.
Yeah.
And for 12 rounds, and for 12,
the fucking stool was still in the thing. Like.
And for 12 rounds, he didn't box badly.
Nah.
It's just unfortunate he's looking at usage. But for me, it was the first time it felt like I felt the passion, the desire, and me sitting here saying, "Oh, after this fight, he's done." I don't think, based on that, I don't think he will be, because I still think he's got the hunger and wants to box. And if it's not be great, which he is to continue to be good at least.
I think that was a good loss though as well for him, minus the head loss.
Yeah. I
think that's, if you give it your all, you haven't lost anything.
Yeah.
You want to get better and all of that, but I think that was a good loss. I think his stock prior to the meltdown, let's say, was probably up in most people's minds and estimations.
Yeah.
He was significantly better than the first. He had him hurt. He just didn't get the business done.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it, man.
There's no shame in that. There's no shame in it.
Yeah. I think it took away even though he's lost twice before, it took away the constant expectation of, oh, he has to win. He's going to win. He needs to win. He has to win. And I said this yesterday, and I think I said it before. I think the undefeated thing, Mayweather's fooled everybody into believing that everyone can do it. No, not many can do it.
Very rare. Yeah.
Not many can do it. And even just being famous or a great boxer or a good boxer in whatever weight class it is, it doesn't always last forever. So if the Pride of Britain, our Olympic champion, loses, it's not the end of the
man
world.
lose every day in their own walks of life. Like it's just so normal. Like
but I think it's just the build up for him.
It meant a lot.
It's just when it doesn't quite work out at certain points, the fall is massive.
It's deep, innit?
It's fucked,
Deep.
which is unfortunate.
It's a damn shame, man. What else was there this week on the world stage?
What else?
What tickled our fancies? What upset us? What riled us?
I feel like there was something I'm missing.
Oh, Andrew Tate's gone. Andrew Tate's been
Yeah.
been banned.
I'm surprised it took this, and I don't know what he's been around for ages, but I don't know why it's now, like he's now like taken off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was the catalyst for him now. I don't know, becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen his stuff for a while.
For a long
just
time.
like, this is a lot of that like bedroom incel.
I think they call it. There's a term for it. I think it's called black pill.
Okay.
Or black pilled. Where it's like men kind of maybe it's not quite black pill, but like reject women and like kind of society almost because of how women have made them feel. It's spooky.
Yeah.
But he's them weirdos. I
was gonna say, Rich, your thoughts on it, because you're not really a censorship man, are you?
No.
You're a give them enough rope to hang themselves.
I think he's hung himself. I think he's done that. I mean, the danger is to give them enough rope is that some people are climbing that rope. Some people are really like, man,
so for all of the idiotic arguments you put out and that get shot down, there's still some guy in a basement sweating
that's like,
that believes
this is
that
my
it's true.
guy. Like, he's like Jesus to these basement dwellers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if he should have been banned. It's really, I don't know. I think we're getting to like a weird point whereby if your views aren't X, you can't have a voice. We don't want to listen to you unless we agree with you, and that's not life.
But I think spewing bullshit is
right.
But then who determines what's bullshit?
I think
saying women should be X. Women should stay in the kitchen.
I think
like,
it's when
stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's when you say certain things that are
objectively wrong, like.
harmful. So I think some of the things, like we're saying, he's in somewhere, he's got genuine like hardcore like fans, and people that love the stuff that he says. On a grander scale, having them in society, or having them hold the opinions that they have in everyday society, can be harmful. So I think that's where it becomes an issue. Again, who decides what's harmful and what's not?
I think that is what really needs to be looked at. I don't know if I'm with this like hate speech, if that makes sense. Like when we us growing up, I probably sound like fucking Andrew Tate now. When we grew up, and back in my day, like we were told like sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you. Like people are gonna talk shit in life. It's a part of life. You can't ban shit talk. You actually have to listen to all ideas and to be able to decide what is shit.
Yeah.
So I don't think banning his voice or not allowing him to spread. I get the not allowing him to spread this shit message. I'm not even gonna say it's. I don't know. Is it dangerous? It could be potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But generally, it's bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you have to.
You have to allow that to exist.
Yeah, it's like, what did they say? I can't remember who kind of says this. Someone calls this like all of these ideas. It says like it's the battlefield of ideas. This is like everyone's ideas like MMA, and we're all gonna fight each other, and we'll know what's a good idea and what's a bad idea. And then that's when we get rid of it. It's a bad idea, but you have to let man fight.
But then you say that. But I feel like there's been an uptick in these weird characters.
Yeah,
like.
yeah, big time.
Like there are more bad ideas.
Like uptick because we've decided that this is good. So anything that's outside of these lanes looks bad.
I just think objectively the stuff he says for the most part is rubbish. And like who needs to hear him say like, oh, women should do this or like do we need to hear that? Like it's just a shit concept. Like
I agree totally.
Similar to those, what is it? The guys that they had on the Flagrant 2.
I can't remember their name.
Do we?
Fresh
do we need to hear bad ideas? I don't know, man. I don't think so. Personally,
I don't know,
and bad, I guess, is subjective to some.
So hear this then, because like so you got. I'm gonna say these three individuals: Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels. There's sense in there somewhere. It's not all bollocks. Of those three, I would lean to more Kevin Samuels. I say what he's saying, there is some truth to it. And I think I'm not saying there is truth to what Andrew Tate is saying, because to be fair, I haven't listened to it.
Yeah.
Just everything, the little bits I have heard, I'm like, yeah, this guy, and he just looks like
he just seems hurt, like, and the accent's crazy.
So I think that this like straight ban is a bit of a like baby in the bathwater kind of thing. Like, yeah, the water's dirty, but there's a baby in there. And I'm not saying that there's mad gems in what he's saying, but I'm saying the answer isn't throw the bath water, throw everything, get rid of the bath. And I think the issue is now is that I say with because we tend to agree with most of the things that are seen as right on the internet. That's not going to be everything. Like, when you look at these characters like Ollie or Jesse Owens, the shit they were doing was bad in their day. You shouldn't be doing this. How dare you talk to white man like this? How dare you put your hand up in Germany and say black power effectively?
Yeah.
If them man were on platforms, they would have been banned if we had those kind of rules.
But then the difference is like you could they're asking for equality, equity. Like he's talking about like just bullshit. Like
I think it's
men
bullshit.
Be more aggressive to like.
But
like,
I guess it's more.
Is that like don't know,
everyone
man.
has to be allowed a voice, even if they chat shit.
I know you believe that. I don't know if I truly believe that. You know?
Because like
I'm with you.
Right, let's look at
I
me.
genuinely true like
Yeah,
don't believe in.
Look at me. I remember saying on this podcast, and I think I leaned too heavy. Had leaned too heavy into it. When I was saying shit TV makes you dumb or dumb TV.
Oh yeah.
But I think you agreed with what I was saying.
No, I definitely do.
We got what you're saying there.
So what? So we should like if we want to make society better.
Yeah.
Then just fuck
throw
Love
it
Island off. It's not good for any of
Fuck
us.
Big Brother off. Yeah.
You should be the diet of Attenborough, documentaries, science, all of that.
Question time.
There is good that comes from Love Island. There's something good there. And that's why I watch it. But
What is it?
no, but there's
social interaction, all that
entertainment.
stuff.
There's dopamine.
you
You're
can't
looking
say
at
Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, them man are entertaining. I haven't seen Andrew Tate, so I can say Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuels, them man are entertaining. Whether I agree with them or not.
yeah, captivating. Like it's not
Captivating.
like
Yeah,
I know you're not laughing,
Captivating
but
is
like
not
they're
accurate.
gonna say something
Andrew
mad.
Tate's actually not entertaining.
Captivating
He's
is
just.
more
I'm just
accurate.
waiting for like the weird part. Like,
Captivating is more accurate.
He's just.
But you can't, like, as much as if I become this dictator, Love Island's permanent ban. Like, whether I agree with it or not, certain things, whether they're good or bad, need to have a right to exist. It's almost like when people talk about like gun crime and stuff like that and say guns are the problem. Yeah, they are, but guns don't just shoot people.
People kill people.
Do you know what I'm saying?
say
So
ban,
it's like,
ban people.
yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the blanket nature of it. And I'm also super aware that these tools will be used against the people that are backing it. We've seen it with cancel culture. We've seen it. Some of the most prominent men saying this and that and that.
Little reverse headlock.
Tweet, bang! Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, we have to really look at these things properly. Like we agree with certain things, innit? Like everyone should have food and water and stuff like that. Access to the internet is. I'm kind of thinking it should be a human right
getting
now.
there.
Shit fell on that list.
It's getting there. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, but I don't know, man. But yeah, I think whether you agree with man or not, you have to let man put their thing out, and we know what's a bad idea. That's why we want to get rid of him. But how about
No,
we just say this is a bad idea?
you say we, but then he has his followers who will be up in arms about this.
Yeah.
So again, it's not like universal.
It's not, but nothing is. No one agrees on anything 100%.
No.
So yeah, then I guess it has to stay because there'll be a basement dweller who's sweating and hasn't washed for days, and he'll be like, "This is amazing." Like,
Yeah,
like, Andrew, you're really spitting today. Like
that's the reality of things.
you're really
Like,
rapping about these women, bro. Like this misogyny is it's hitting me in the veins. Like
this is the reality though, like of life. It's like whatever say religion you're a member of, for the most part, that religion it may not teach you that the other religion. It tells you what you believe is right. Therefore, everything else is wrong. But we can't get rid of these other religions.
No.
You have to let man believe in what they believe, whether it's right or wrong.
It's the interpretation of the message in it.
I think you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But I know what is wrong and right to me.
that's what it is. It's
And
it's the to me, innit?
Yeah.
And it's perspective.
That's where
innit?
it is.
Or perception.
Yeah.
But like,
It's mad.
fuck
Like,
Andrew Tate, innit?
yeah. I don't know.
Isn't
I
it
think
like-
there are universal wrongs.
I think there are. But again, I think even with those, it gets dicey. So
Yeah,
like,
you can
murder's
yeah.
wrong, right?
Like there should be, yeah.
Murder's wrong. Well, can we agree?
Yes.
Death penalty?
Wrong.
Death penalty is wrong
Yeah.
because it's murder.
Same thing.
Even
yeah.
if they're murdering the murderer.
Yeah, but now you're murdering, so who's gonna murder the death penalty? Like, so it's like, like it's wrong. Like,
Eye for an eye.
I think things get a bit techie
Yeah.
in a lot of situations, and that's the reality of life. Just most things are grey area,
Yeah, of course.
and
I see what you're saying. It's kind of the easier thing to do. It's just like, shut up,
with it. Yeah,
put him
yeah,
away,
yeah.
and not looking at the cause of why he hates women.
yeah, like I know. Again, I haven't listened to this guy, but I know he wanted more love from his mum. I know he's been rejected by bare people. You know, he was on Big Brother UK and that. You know, he's like English, isn't it?
Yeah, he says he's from like Brighton or something.
Yeah, but he's got like a.
Yeah.
He's.
I don't think he was born here.
I don't think he was born here.
I think
but
he moved here when he was young.
Yeah, I think
lived
he
here for a time,
grew
and
up
then
here for a long time.
Yeah, then he moved to the States or maybe Australia.
the
or
accent-
Yeah, I know he's
the
in like
accent's
Romania.
The
now,
accent's
right?
mad. Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason he's in Romania
because they don't respect. They don't have the like.
Yeah.
And that's another. This is a weird thing to probably say, but we live in a big world, innit? One of the most beautiful things about the world, or even look at like America, it has different states where different things are allowed. We kind of have to have that in the world, because regardless what we might think of some of the practices in the Middle East, in China, in the UK, in the Catholic Church, whatever it may be, we kind of, it's a bit mad when you try and police the world. Period. You can't. The reason I like to go to other places is because shit's different. It's a weird moral kind of conflict I have within myself, but it's kind of what makes the world the world.
Going to Romania because like there are less rules and like
That's wild.
women aren't treated as well.
Yeah.
Is
But what can I do about that?
Was weirdo shit, man.
What we really should do is raise the standards in Romania
No, 100%.
versus
Yeah.
banning Andrew Tate. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
One's easier to do than the other.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's
Yeah, I won't be. I don't think any of us will be mourning his banning.
No.
where did he get banned off?
I think it's in Instagram and Facebook. I think at the minute.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Same
Probably
thing.
still got a Twitter, right?
and probably one of those behind the paywall kind of things for subscribers
Oh,
to
like
give
a
him
Patreon kind
some
of-
coins. Yeah, some tips on how to secure women,
Yeah,
and
that's his
drive
thing, innit?
fast
He's got
cars,
like,
and
subscription service.
Yeah.
Who wants to
I
listen to that guy?
I see one clip of one girl.
Of a
'cause
girl.
She was what am I even saying? She was like explaining like I think she says he's got like some pyramid scheme thing
oh yeah,
of like
yeah.
some like you pay for a course or something and then like
I
he
forgot
doesn't
the
even
name
teach
of
you the course or that's basically how he's kind of got his money, and he says I think real
Absolute
estate as
grifter.
well.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of his, and I've not been since I've ever known about him. But yeah, Rich, you make some very good points which make it harder to argue banning him on these platforms, but I guess Facebook and Instagram are under one company.
So you kind of were in the get the fuck out of it kind of camp for him.
Yeah.
So like with say comedians and stuff, do you think like if I don't agree with you,
Not all right, not so much get the fuck out of it, get the fuck out of my face.
There's a
I
difference.
just don't want to see.
Yeah, I just
Then
don't
you
want
need
to
to put
see.
him on your block list. Maybe that.
I can't though. This is the
Maybe
thing.
that's actually a better way. Of
So
doing
I
it.
think this
know
is-
on
I
Twitter
think-
you can
We say
like,
explore pages.
Andrew Tate. Like,
yeah.
block
Maybe
his words.
maybe it is. Yeah, maybe I need to start doing that because I know people do. But yeah, it's never like I don't care what you say and where you say it. My thing is I just don't want to hear you saying that shit because one, I don't agree with what you're saying, and two, I think you putting it out into the world, like I was saying before, can be harmful depending on what your message is and how. Like you go on every platform saying the same thing.
Yeah, you're creating like these little lemmings, innit?
Right.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's these like malleable, like young minds that just soak up this nonsense, and who will, at the same time, the perfect time will be a line where he's had his first bit of rejection.
Yeah,
he's been on this blog.
Because
where
for us,
these guys with
our brains are too fully formed, and we've formed our lives, so we're not going to change the way we are, the way we think, and how we view the world. So we're past it. But he's talking to the basement dwellers that aren't there yet, but will get there, and then they'll remember Andrew Tate's comments, and then don't
you think? Yeah,
they will bring that into the world.
all these men just like eventually just die off anyway.
They go quiet.
No, you get younger versions like, and people want to become the next one. Like, I don't know, man. Like, look at like the far right and stuff like that. That's going nowhere. Like,
But it's not. It's so far from what it was. Let's not even call it the far right. Let's say the centrist doesn't have views that would now be considered far right. That was probably a lot more central. It was 50 years ago. It's maybe a bit more. 75 years ago in the UK, I would quite comfortably say that 8 out of 10 people were pretty racist.
yeah.
That number might be down a couple now. I feel like I feel like, and I don't know if this is where I'm unsure. Is I think that the world, or this country at least, has been making an effort to suppress that kind of stuff, and perhaps that's how things move forward, or it just happens. I don't know. But either way, I feel like we're on trajectory where
For
things
this to that, yeah, it
tend
should
to be
it
getting
should be the case, and maybe that could possibly be why he stands out, because it's so against the grain.
It's very against the grain. And I also think in his case, if you're half, your part of your message is disrespecting half the globe's population that you want to be with, that has a evolving, changing mind, and that's not with the fuck shit anymore. It's not gonna last, in my opinion.
Yeah, you've got a point. You got a point.
Yeah, the margin is small.
Like, what you think women are just gonna have it over and over as
clearly not. Where
the world is changing. Yeah,
someone's listening.
a bit mad.
But yeah, maybe this is how he does that, man. or those views. Or
'Cause
maybe
then
they
there's
just go
good flip sides.
underground.
Once you banish a man, shit tends to go up.
Yeah.
It tends to be like
It's,
the opposite, a reverse effect. There's probably some
In today's world, yeah.
theory about it, but
yeah, man.
yeah, man. I don't
Less Andrew Tate's, man.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
with it.
silly stuff, man. So like low level. You're too old to be doing all this stuff. Talking like
Yeah.
that, I think.
Was there? I feel like was there? I was gonna say, was there much of that of when we were growing up?
Not loads, you know.
There wasn't, yeah. But do you know what there was? The 90s, where shit was just toxic, anyways.
Oh, you think?
So toxic. The 90s was mad, Dan.
In terms of what, like,
Just like-
male,
Yeah.
female
Like
relationships?
MTV. Look at like movies like fuck. Why's my mind going? With Stifler and them, man. What's that movie?
Oh, American
American
Pie.
Pie.
American Pie. Like that was like American Pie movies were like our adolescence. Like look at that kind of culture. It's mad, bro.
No, you're right, bro. Like, we look at it, bro culture, like
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
frat culture.
frat and yeah.
We grew up on like bare of those kind of movies. I watched good documentary, I guess, early bringing. It's on Netflix.
Woodstock?
It's Woodstock
1999.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah,
99?
yeah.
Yes, 99. Which kind of chronicles this crazy festival in I think it's just outside New York. But look at the things that happen there, and like it's
Think if
99.
that could that
Oh, yeah,
happen
I see like the little trailer
today.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it gives you a good idea of like that decade almost. It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah, man. Hopefully there's less of it in the next
I
10,
like the
20.
things are getting way better when you really deep it. At least where we are. Can't speak for other parts in the world.
Yeah, less Andrew Tate's, more Mandem podcasts, man.
Yeah.
Did you see Kanye West? I think it was like late last week. Did the Pete Davidson?
The dead thing.
Yeah.
Dead at 28.
And now he's, I think he's in therapy for the breakup and stuff. And I think
Yes.
Kanye taking it a bit too far.
He did
stuff
what
like
with
that?
the skeet thing?
He
Did
posted
a
like
fake
a New
news.
Photoshop New York Times, Skeet Davidson
Dead at 28.
dead at 28.
And then there's a little diss.
seen the
Kid
thing?
Cudi, yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi was supposed to perform at the funeral, but he's scared of, was
Bottles
it
or
flying
something.
drinks or bottles?
Yeah.
Should you play with?
What was your question?
Should we play with stuff like that?
Should you play with men that have mental health? Or men are going...
If they're with the love of your life.
Oh, they're not together anymore, are they?
Well, yes, at the time,
Shock.
yeah.
Like, I think men that get with Kim are fucking idiots, man. Anyway, like you're so stupid. You really think this is
Straight to
gonna last?
therapy, like yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who hasn't gone to therapy? Like,
Should you be able to kick man when they're down? You should be able to. You shouldn't, but you shouldn't.
okay, you should be able to,
But you
You
shouldn't.
can,
but you shouldn't.
You should be able to do bare things. You just shouldn't do it.
I feel like if things do take a turn or whatever, like, do you think Kanye cares, or is he to blame? Would you think he shrug it off?
What if it
What,
gets
that they
if
split up?
there's like if he dies? Like,
If Pete harms
Oh.
himself, or yeah,
I think Kanye should be more I would like to think Kanye should be more sensitive to it as someone that suffered with some mental health stuff. Or like, is he
Yeah.
bipolar? All of that stuff. I don't actually.
And
know.
someone who's lost someone very close to him, his mum.
Yeah, but that's what. I don't think I'd bring that into this equation.
I think you have to take it into consideration.
Why? He's just teasing. He's not. Pete Davidson's not dead. He's just taking the piss out of him
No, yeah, but you don't. Me personally, I don't joke about stuff
about death.
like that
Fair.
because in this, like we're saying, if
Yeah, I do.
for whatever reason it happens and the reason why they dislike each other, he dislikes him rather, is over Kim. You'd be like, especially if he harms himself, then you'd be like, fuck. I'd be like that. I'd be like, oh shit. Because then this be nice, this look after our people and look after people and like check in and all of this stuff. Like, yeah, a man like got with your ex at the time. I don't even know if they're divorced, but so it's like
I kind of see where you're coming from.
it's not the end of the world. Like, he didn't harm anybody. He ain't done nothing to you physically. He's just got with your girl, which is well within his rights to do so.
I think he might have thrown a couple of jabs. But
So, alright, so
it's
what?
Whatever.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna act like or pretend that a man's dead. Like, that's for me, that's too far. Like, that ain't right.
What's the then? Do I think Kanye shouldn't be doing this?
I don't think so. Is my answer.
I don't know. Would probably be my answer. I'm not surprised by it. This is what celebrities do these days. Everyone just takes a punch, takes a kick, takes a shot at this person and that person. I'm almost. It might come across a bit harsh, but I'm also indifferent. Like I'm kind of like whatever, like little chuckle when I saw it. This was prior to finding out he's in therapy or whatever, but I don't know, man.
And I guess maybe, or was Pete Davidson a comedian as well? He threw a couple jabs on, I think, was it SNL?
Yeah, that's where it all
began,
it's all, really, isn't it?
It's all part of the game.
Yeah, like...
All jabs are equal.
Fam. Well, yeah. Until you're going through an episode and then you can, like, complain.
Or you're fighting Oleander Usyk.
Ouch. That's not okay, man. That is not okay. But yeah, I saw it and I was just like... people kicking off like it's so insensitive and
that's what I'm kind of sick of that shit. Like, bro, you don't know I'm all for protecting your mental health and all of that stuff.
So why are you sick of it then?
Because you can't.
How can you?
Can you from life?
Can you be? I get that, but can you be both? Can you be sick of it and then sort of champion that at the same time? Because then when do you choose to champion it and when do you choose to be sick of it?
I choose to make decisions that best suit you. If you don't like this shit, log off. I think that's one thing that pisses me off about like online. Like it's not most of the shit you don't see day to day.
Yeah,
you don't see man like going on rallies and like there's how many protests do you see online? How many protests do you see in your real life?
None.
It's not many, is it?
Yeah.
None.
And it's like if you're sick of this shit, I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand you feel a way about these people, that people.
Yeah.
But it's in a way, it's not your real life. You don't. Maybe it depends on what it is. But you're not having to really interact with this thing. No. Log off. Like log off.
It's always an option, isn't it?
Like it's not. Do you not like? Imagine you're watching a mad show, yeah.
Making
you're
you
mad
feel
in your
weird.
feelings. You're feeling bad. Wouldn't you just turn it off?
As like Naked Attraction, I turn it off. That show is mad.
Oh, hey, I was watching that the other day. It's like I know what the program is, and I've seen clips of it.
That show,
but I was properly watching it the other day, and I was like, bruv, this is
you are
bookie,
crazy people. Like, on
this is weird, like.
Bro, what I've clocked from that show is a bare body. You don't even want to see bare bodies. Like,
no,
no. Most bodies aren't good.
Nope.
I've seen some awful bodies on there.
Did you not hear about Idris Elba's daughter?
No,
I'm scared to hear.
I didn't even know he had a daughter.
He got her an audition for a film, and
do you know what film?
I'm not sure the film, but I think he pulled his weight. Basically, got her the audition, but then I believe she didn't get the role.
Okay,
and he was kind of like, okay.
Okay,
that's life, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
But some people are saying like, black people, this is why we don't do nepotism right, and yada yada yada. Like, and I saw it and I thought, well done, Idris, because that's real life though, right?
Yeah.
Or do you have to? Or is nepotism because he's in a position? Should he bend rules and get her all of the roles that she might not be deserving of?
Obviously, I just said I didn't even know he had a daughter, so I know nothing about the details of the story. However, the fact that she got the thing was nepotism.
Yeah.
She obviously didn't perform. So what? This is the problem I think that most people think, that people that fuck up like with looking at things these days, is everyone's for equality. I'm for equality. I think we all would say we're for equality, whether we were or we wouldn't, whether we were or we weren't. But it's equality of opportunity. I want to give people the opportunity to a high education. I want to give people the opportunity to fast broadband. I want to give people the opportunity to get to the audition. I can't guarantee the outcome. I just need to make sure you have access to it. What happens after that is
up to you.
Beyond my control.
Or some other circumstances that might dictate it.
And if you, would I be mad if he just got her the role though?
Because the role was to play his daughter in his new film Beast, and he said his daughter she ignored him for weeks after not getting the part as his daughter, and he said the chemistry wasn't right for the film. Weirdly enough, and he said he praises his daughter for being graceful enough to attend the film premiere after not getting the role.
That must be tricky.
How old is his daughter?
She looks like a big woman, so maybe like 19, 20 plus, 21. But yeah.
Do you know what I think?
You attend that film premiere or don't? I don't give a fuck.
He said, imagine that you don't have enough chemistry to play
my daughter.
But he's a character in it.
Yeah, he's not playing him.
But no, I liked it, man. I believe that, it should be like a merit thing, innit? Yeah, and as you said, he gave it an opportunity to get the audition, and then it went right.
This is what people have to realize. You're doing your daughter no good by giving her the role she didn't earn. She's gonna give it to you. Okay, now you're gonna be no better at acting.
Yeah.
It's like, just give AJ the win.
Yeah,
Everyone saw him get his, and it happens in boxing. Everyone saw him get his ass bust. I'll give him the win. Then what happens? He gets battered the next fight.
Now everyone watch the film, then everyone be like, your acting's poor. And then, now it's just the mad knock-on effect. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad.
Character building. Maybe this is great father shit.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that's great. But I think the difficult thing is that it's so public.
Yeah,
that's a kicker, isn't it?
Because you can do this to you at yard, or do you know what I mean? It's that it's
tough
so
love
public,
in that.
Yeah.
But the reality is that's right.
She'll probably be better off for it, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, as opposed to getting something you don't deserve. Yeah.
Depends how she is as an individual. Some people might take that on it, like he was saying. Were they like a bit funny afterwards? He said.
Yeah, he said she didn't speak.
A little bit. Yeah. She didn't speak to him for a few weeks.
The fuck's that about? That doesn't tell me someone that's gonna be better off from it. She's annoyed that she didn't get it.
Maybe she gets over it.
Right? Maybe she gets over it. But for me, I'd be annoyed if I didn't get it
as the daughter.
I think you're well within your right to be so. But I'm not speaking to my dad because I didn't get the role. Because he can't audition for you. You still have to audition. He's been casted as an actor, and so will you be. The director is the director, or whoever the casting team choose who they want in this film. So it's got nothing. One, it's got nothing to do with him. He just got you to the front door. You still got to walk in and perform.
That's all you can do, though. Like,
get him to the door.
All you can do is like try and prep her as much as you can.
Yeah.
You can't do it you can't do nothing for people.
Yeah.
You can just give them the advice or the knowledge and the skill, But I can't do it for you.
Stuff. Yeah.
It's life, man.
Yeah, listeners, parents, and future parents, let us know whether or not that is a good parenting from Idris to not basically rig an audition and get his daughter in the room.
Out of 10, how would you rank it?
I rate it highly still.
Who, Idris?
As that
act.
piece of parenting.
I think it's perfect. Like
10.
Yeah, 10's around 10's all round.
I'd say a 10. Because I'd probably be the same. Check it. I might not even get you to the door.
Yeah.
Check it. I might not even get you to the door, just because. One, the fact that this story's come out, so now it looks like, if we want to go down that route, now it looks like, Idris is just getting his daughter roles. Yeah, easy audition. She's still got audition, but to Richie's point of equality, it's not really. That's not evident there, because he's Idris Elba. So she may not have got to the audition without her, innit? Yeah, so he's brought her to the door, but whereas some other girl, or the girl who will play his daughter, she's probably had to walk to the audition. Idris' daughter got driven to the front door. She got chauffeur driven to the front door. The other girl, or whoever gets the role, and maybe some of the other actors in this film, had to maybe work to get there, put in a little bit of graft to get there. So for me, I'd probably like 10 out of 10 parenting, and I might not even get you to the front door, because I don't want you riding off the back of me saying oh, I'm Idris Elba's daughter.
So go get your own.
Go get your own. Go do your own thing. And that's why, and to kind of sidetrack, and I've forgotten his name. I always forget his name, but I'm gonna refer to him as the thing that he hates. Denzel Washington's son.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm blanked on him as well. I was thinking about him when you were talking.
Yeah,
about
apologies for that. I can't remember his name. But he's done his own thing off the sheer fact that, and maybe I don't know what their relationship is like. I think it's semi-rocky-ish. But he doesn't associate himself with his dad at all. He doesn't share I think his surname is Washington.
But yeah, he almost doesn't use the name.
But he does. I think he doesn't use the name. He's never been in films with him, I don't think, or that we know of or notice.
No,
Even
it's John David Washington.
John David Washington. Even when they ask him questions in interviews, you can see the awkwardness on his face. And I bring that up to say, I'd want you or my child to go and do your thing. If I feel like, right, I want to bring you to this door because I've seen you put the work in, then fine. Maybe I'll have a word or say like, right, I got this, and that. Like, here, you go in, do what you got to do. The result is the result.
Yeah, I'm on giving like the tools, but then I don't want to give someone, child or not, something they don't deserve. Like,
yeah, I think it's what did they say? Something like luck is timing, practice versus meets opportunity, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I can bring that opportunity, but you need to have had the practice. Yeah. I think it's worse that I give you the opportunity and you're not ready for it.
Right.
Now you look stupid.
And I look stupid.
Yeah.
So fuck that.
I've wasted one of my credits.
Yeah. Like I'm for. Let's do a good job.
This is another Buki bit gossip page topic. Do you think it's rude for people to say you can't have kids at a wedding?
Ooh.
Is that evil? Is that wicked and bad?
Go on, Rich.
I'm trying to think about it, but I want to give you an answer. No.
It's not rude.
It's not rude. Inconsiderate.
What was your question? Is it not rude or is it acceptable? What did you say?
Or is it acceptable? Should it not be frowned upon to say, I don't want kids at my wedding?
I think it's acceptable. I can see why it can come across as rude, but I get it.
I would agree with that. What do you think, Dan?
I understand why people do it, but I think
it's rude.
Everything is better with everyone involved,
family,
kids included.
It's not considerate because you're not considering your guests' circumstances, those who have kids. So if you're attending a wedding for the entire day, for some people that is childcare for the entire day. Or you're having to rely on somebody, or you're having to sort a situation out for someone else to look after your kid, whether you're paying for that or it's not, or you got family members or some friend, whoever can help. It's not as the wedding ease, if that makes sense. The wedding planners, people getting married.
The wedding ease.
You're not taking into consideration the efforts that those people have to go through. So there's the only thing you're considering is what your wedding will look like.
In a way, as you should.
As you should. So that's why I agree with your what you said. But I think it's not a considerate act. And I don't think people who do that hide that we're being considerate, because it's not in my head. It's not considerate. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, or not thinking about it fully.
It's considerate of your own
needs.
Prioritizing, rather.
But you're not considerate. You're not being considerate of others. Is what I'm saying.
No, you're not.
What is it about kids? Is it them shouting when the vows are being announced or something? Like what? I don't know. What is the?
I think it's not that particular thing.
Crying.
But it's
I know what it is.
Crying during the speech.
It's things of that.
I know what it is.
It's them running on the dance floor.
That's
like kids sliding on a dance floor.
That's lit.
That certifies right at a wedding.
That's lit.
It's
if some kids aren't barging on the dance floor. It's the unpredictability.
Right, I was about to say it's the
children.
management of those kids.
Management.
Because
they need to be managed. They're crazy people. Like.
Because imagine there's kids at this wedding. Parents have this thing of just letting the kid go.
Because they've had enough.
Right. So say there's families here in the garden and whatever, and the kids are just running around doing their own thing.
Parents are just trying to rest.
At the wedding, you should have the mentality of come here, stay here.
Sit right there. Don't move.
But once they go, imagine parents going after their kids.
That's just...
Now that looks... Right. That's even worse.
Looks like Oxford Street.
Yeah.
Just bare people.
Yeah.
Or like soft play or something mad.
Yeah, look like
So let's eliminate that and let's just not bring the kids.
Have people who can control themselves.
So when we're taking pictures or there's vows being done or whatever ceremonial parts are happening, first dance and all of that, everyone's in their seat. So we have our attention on
their structure.
What's happening.
Structure is uniform.
Yeah, it's clean, isn't it? It's clean. I get it, but I get why you wouldn't. I get why if you're... What did you say? A wedding-y? If you're an invitee that has children, why you'd be offended as well.
Yeah, because
it's okay to be mad or offended by it.
Yeah.
Because you love your sprog so much. Like.
Yeah, like it's like there's gonna... Like with all of these things, I think probably with weddings in particular, like people are going to make decisions. There's going to be consequences to these decisions.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, you got to chin it, man. Take it on the chin. And like you should understand as well that they don't love your kids like you love your kids.
No.
Take a step back.
No one should.
Take a step back. Like, you might understand that, okay, yeah, they don't have the same relationship I have with little Tommy. Like, let him stay with his nan or like.
I get it, but then on the flip, can you say like, it sounds fucked, innit? It's just like almost like they're not family to the youths, which is fucked. Which is fucked.
I think
I don't have a relationship with you.
I know these two.
I know you little boy. I think so. I've been to 2 weddings this year.
Kids? Did you?
One was my brother, and then the other was my girlfriend's brother. There were kids there, but kids of family members.
Okay.
Very close.
Very close.
That's a new thing I've seen. Yeah.
So immediate like in-laws or like very close.
Yeah.
There's no like family friends like son or daughter. No, it's like immediate like family members and their young kids. At both weddings. I think you make allowances for that. But then I think you also have to, I think with the whole thing, you have to take into consideration that, especially depending on what part of the day it is, kids still need to eat.
Now.
So I don't know how it works, but if you pay...
Dan's saying, I don't want the kids there.
Yeah. If they're invited, are they included as like a head, as they call it?
No. Well, no. It depends on their age.
Right. So I don't know.
Smiley faces at the wedding and all that crazy nuggets.
So I think close family member children, I think you can make an exception.
Is how you lot would play it. Because I don't strike you lot, or you lot don't strike me, sorry, as people that would say no kids. But I'm starting to sense...
do you know what?
I have kids.
Starting to sense a swing.
You know what, Dan? For me...
I'd 100% have kids.
For me personally...
all of it.
The whole spectrum.
I don't mind. I think to what you were saying when we first started, I'd like for the kids to be there, for them running around, because when we used to go to like parties and whatever, we would like, when we couldn't go,
running that, you shouldn't go past that door, but you might look and then you go outside and you're playing out in the car park with your cousins now, and your mum's like, well, I told you not to go outside.
Fam, you might even make a new you might even make a new friend, so then like the next family link up thing, you see them again, so then it's like you get new friends, you meet cousins that you probably don't even know that you have. So for me personally, I've got zero problem.
Fizzy drink out of the white cup.
Then getting more immediately. So for me, for me, I actually do not mind. But I can understand why.
Because as the bride and groom, you're probably...
I can understand why.
You want the youths to be patterned, didn't
And
it?
you know what's funny?
But no, youths are not.
I've been to 3 weddings this year, and on every single invitation, two of the first things I look for, and I don't have kids, but one of the things I look for
the mess. It's just a
one of the things I look for is if kids are invited, because then I think, oh, you're on that time.
Yeah.
Then I think, I don't care because I don't care because I'm just there as a guest. I don't have kids.
I just want to know you.
It don't apply to me yet.
So there's a glimpse into your mind, isn't it?
Yeah. So when I look, it's always usually down at the bottom, in between. They had it in between the messages, the transport, how you get there, and then the time and the location, the dress code, all of that. And then it's usually in a different font, so you might miss it.
Allowed.
But I check for it just to see. Okay, you're on that.
Oh, you're a messy bitch.
But ultimately, I get it. I get why people do it, and I'm not mad at it because it's your wedding, and
it's yours.
You want it a certain way.
Have it your way, man.
But personally, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind having kids there because I think in my head, I think it's gonna be. It might be difficult for everybody to arrange something for their kids to be looked after.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, no, I'm for the kids. Bring the kids. You?
No, bring them, man. Bring them, regardless of how much they're gonna mash everything up.
But pattern them, please.
Scream,
especially like in the ceremony.
That's not happening, though.
You think this is impossible, bro?
Patterning, it's not like to what I said. Do you think
and
the
then
parents
you picture it in the big grounds, the little drinks before, after you've been in the church or the mosque or the registry office?
I'm just being, when the services on and that, and big man are speaking, and I'm about to like just
like babies and that. Wheel them out. Like you can just wheel him out. It's the 3 to 4 year olds.
Yeah, when they
them man are mad.
Yeah, they got better energy and they got a little.
They're crazy, bro. Yeah.
Because they don't
sweating now in your shirt.
Because they don't really know they don't know what's going on. No, really. They don't know what's going on. They just know everyone's dressed up.
There's bare kids.
They know there's other kids.
There's a big garden or grounds. That
I'm on that. Let the kids be with the kids and have. I mean, like come in and out and stuff like that. But I mean, while the ceremony's going, pattern up. Like, I'm in my head. You're in a church or something.
Yeah.
Let's behave now. After that, free reign. It is what it is, man.
Mash up your little.
But you know,
skid out your suits, all of that. Mash up the knees.
Having said everything I've said, yeah. The thing that I wouldn't say get on my nerves because it's just a child.
Yeah, Les is bad in the kids.
Les is the safe space. Go on.
But the bit that I think, shut up, man, is when like it's bare silent, and like a kid will say something like that everyone laughs to, but at the same time, I'm like, be quiet, man.
Wild, you wild boy.
Yeah. I'm like, like it always happens, and it happened at one of the weddings. If anyone's got anything to say now or whatever the phrase
hold
is,
your peace.
Like a kid would like say not anything. Like they'll just say something random.
When are we leaving?
Yeah. So then everyone starts laughing and it's funny, but in my head I'm thinking,
you fucked up.
Shut the fuck up.
Because now,
it's in the video. It's. But ultimately, I'm like, let the kids roll, man.
Yeah, I think just in like all family kind of things, try and include as much people as you can.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, isn't it? It's like, it should be like everyone's invited. What's kind of the point?
Yeah.
But I guess I get it. You got budgets, all of that. I get it. But if you can, try and include everybody.
Crazy.
Yeah, and the kids usually take care of themselves.
There's another other kid.
There's a hierarchy as well. The 9-year-old girls think that they're like mums. And
yeah. If there's other kids, then they just kind of do their own thing, and they only come to you when they're either hungry, thirsty, want something,
running on the
or they're hurt, or they're hurt.
Mad. Yeah.
Or they're hurt, or someone's like hit them. Then it's like, all right. But yeah, I'm for kids at weddings, man. Why not?
Got all this to look forward to, man. And I will be judging invites that we reveal. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Les thing. Look for the date, the venue, and the tea.
It's so funny when you see it on there. But again, it's not like a judgment thing. I just kind of get it. I get why people don't do it.
It's your day, man. It's your day.
What we saying? We done? Bring-ins?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's go. I will do my bringing first, just as I spoke about it when we first started the pod. So like I said, Tricky's got a podcast. I think he used to call it For the Culture podcast.
It's For the Culture with Lippy, but
yeah. And it's on that channel. So if you search For the Culture podcast, it will come up. But I think the podcast is actually called Okay, Let's Talk. And the episode I'm talking about in particular is episode 7, and it's called Normalize the Normal Man.
Good title.
Yeah, and that's what sort of made me want to watch it. I think it is that one because it's like 31 minutes, half an hour. And yeah, he just talks about like it's okay to not be from the roads and be like this bad man and all of this, because the effects of that and the life you live after, say you're out of it, isn't something you'd want, because there's paranoia, there's PTSD, there's anxiety, there's you just live a different life, and unfortunately people are involved in that as well, just not from the bad side of things, but just you might get with a girl and you're doing things that you don't quite understand. So yeah, okay, let's talk. Episode 7, Normalize the Normal Man.
very, very cold, man. Speaking for us, the normal man. Just
yeah.
Just a normal man. My bringing is linked to being fresh back from my B4 and listening to different types of music, man. I guess it's good to be eclectic and I guess widen your views. My bringing is from Diplo and Miguel, one of my favorite singers, and the song is called "Don't Forget My Love." It's very, very Ibiza.
Cold.
Sounds vibey.
My bringing is a tune I heard literally this morning, but I was like, yeah, I'm with it. It's from an artist called Sam Rex. The tune is called "Love and Attention." It's like almost UK. I was gonna say drill, but it's more like R&B in a way. But it's decent. It's
Nice.
spitting though. But it's good stuff.
Okay.
Nice.
That's episode 255. We used to do the sock giveaway. We've been talking about it for time. We'll do it tomorrow. Next week.
We do. We'll look through the comments this week and all that.
Amen. It's the Mandem podcast.
Keep it locked.